Hello, and welcome to the Healthy Soils Program Incentives Grant Application Tutorial. My name is Elizabeth Hessam, and I'm a Senior Environmental Scientist for the Healthy Soils Program of the California Department of Food and Agriculture. In this video, we will walk through a demonstration of how to apply for a 2021 Healthy Soils Program Incentive Grant. To begin, applicants will navigate to the online application portal called WiseHive. A link to this can be found on the Healthy Soils Program main website. If applicants are new to the WiseHive platform, they will need to create an account by clicking the Sign Up button. Well, they'll be prompted to enter their email address and create a password. For returning users, they will fill in their email and password to sign in. Once logged in, it opens the homepage for the application. The first step is to fill out the applicant's profile. This includes putting in their first name, last name, email address, and phone number. Click Save Changes when this is complete. To begin an application, click the Get Started button. Since an application has already been started for this example, the button has become Add Another. In the example we will be walking through, notice the 8-digit number associated with the application. This is the application number or application ID, and it is automatically generated when applicants start an application. To continue work on this application, we will click Apply Now. The Healthy Soils Grant application consists of 4 parts. When every part in this application is complete, the Submit button to the right will become green and clickable. The application is not fully submitted until applicants click the green Submit button. Once the application is submitted, it will no longer be able to be changed. There are 4 parts to the application. Application Part 1 is where applicants will fill in the project information. Application Part 2 will be automatically filled in with the project design when applicants complete their Replan report. Application Part 3 is where applicants will fill in the greenhouse gas reduction estimates and the project budget based on the Comet Planner report. Application Part 4 is where applicants will fill in their information. Let's begin with Application Part 1. When working within all parts of the application, please ensure to save your work regularly. Application Part 1 first asks for the project title, project description, and if the agricultural operation has previously received CDFA funds. Next, applicants will select the agricultural systems and the management practices for their project. Depending on the agricultural systems and practices selected, the application will have additional questions specific to those choices. In this example, compost application is one of those practices. Therefore, there are additional questions asking about the carbon-nitrogen ratio for the compost, the application rate, as well as where the compost is going to be sourced from. Applicants must also indicate the total number of proposed practices. So for this example, there are 2. Next, applicants are directed to create their Replan report. To do this, they'll right-click on the hyperlink to open a new tab in their internet browser. At this time, applicants should also create a 4-digit PIN number that they'll be using when generating their Replan report. Please choose a PIN that is easy to remember. However, if you forget it, you can always navigate back to this page to view it. We will now walk through steps 1 through 6 listed here. Be sure to save this page before moving on to Replan. This is the Replan Tool homepage for the Healthy Soils Incentive Grant Program. To start, click Begin. Next, select the location of the project. This can be done by typing in the APN and selecting the county, zooming into the map to find the project location, or typing in the address, which is what we'll do for this example. Next, applicants are prompted to choose their agricultural system and practice, which was previously defined in Part 1 of the application. For this example, we are going to start by choosing the practice of compost application on croplands. Next, applicants are prompted to draw their field, like so. After the field is drawn, information is generated based on the drawing. It shows the acreage of the field, the APNs, and if the field is in a priority population designated area. This information has been streamlined from previous years of the Healthy Soils program and is now automatically determined through the Replan tool. Now that this practice is complete, we're going to click Save. Next, I will add an additional practice to show the stacking of practices. For this next practice, I will choose cover crop with non-legume plants on irrigated land. Applicants can now see that they are prompted to either draw a new field or choose an existing field. For this example, we're going to choose the existing field. The same information is generated through the tools, and now applicants are prompted to select species. The species selections in Replan are based on NRCS eVeg guide and allow applicants to make selections for different purposes and multiple ecological and environmental benefits. For this example, we are going to select nitrogen fixation and choose a few species. The species now show up in the practice information, and we can click Save. Briefly, I will show an example of practices that are incompatible with one another. To do this, we will try to add the practice of conservation cover onto the same field. When we try to choose an existing field, the option is grayed out. This is because there are conflicting practices that can't overlap. There's a prompt under the Select Field box that helps explain why options are grayed out, and it can be for one of three reasons. It is grayed out because it is in a different type of agricultural system, or because the practice conflicts with the previous practice selected, which is our case, or because there was an incompatible geometry type. For example, for the practice of hedgerow planting, which can only be planted in strips of 8 feet wide, shown as lines in Replan, this is incompatible with practices that are polygons, or practices that cover a large space or full field. We're going to leave this example now and finish the project design. On this page, applicants can see two options. The first is to download the PDF of the project design that was just created. Note that this will not update the application. It is important to have access to the Replan report when completing the rest of the application, so applicants are encouraged to download it on their computer, which is what I'll do now. To update the application, applicants will need to input the application number and 4-digit PIN that they were prompted to create in application part 1. To get the application number, find the 8-digit number that is associated with the project. Here. Put it into the application number field and then input the PIN number you selected. Then, clicking Save, the report is being uploaded into application part 2. A notification will pop up showing when the application has been updated. Now that we have our Replan report, we can fill in additional information in application part 1. I'll open my report now. Having the Replan report up, applicants can fill in information in the project logistics, acreage, and APN, which is in application part 1. But you can find it on page 2 of the Replan report here. This section of the application. The next section of the application is on baseline data and asks for information on the cropping history and management practice history for the past 3 years and asks for a proposed plan of crops during the project term. Moving forward, applicants are prompted to upload the work plan. For submitting the work plan, click on the hyperlink provided and download the work plan template on your computer. Fill it out as accurately as possible and then re-upload it into the application. The template for the work plan looks like this. The example language is in blue text. Please fill in the work plan, including practices to be implemented, the APN and field names, as well as the acreage or feet for the practices and the numbers of the soil samples. Once this is complete, rename the file following the naming convention specified in the application. This is application number, applicant operation name, and work plan. To rename the file, right-click and choose the option Rename. When you're ready to upload it, select a file and upload it into your application. The conservation plan can also be uploaded for the application, but this is optional. This section provides details on who can prepare a conservation plan and what the conservation plan should include. If the application is going to have a conservation plan, click the Yes button and upload the file, like this. Now we can complete this section. Now we'll move on to application part 2. Here, applicants can see their project design information uploaded from Replan. The Replan report can also be downloaded if applicants didn't do it before. And there's also an Excel format here that has project information in an Excel format, which might be easier for some applicants to view. However, we're going to be focusing on the Replan report for the rest of this demonstration. If at any point applicants want to edit their project design, they can access their specific project design using the link provided on the first page of the Replan report here. It's also on the last page of the Replan report here. And it also is visible on the top of application part 2. We're going to follow that link now. Applicants can see that it automatically takes them to their specific project design for editing. After they edit it, applicants should ensure that they do the same process of entering the application number and PIN number and updating it so their application will reflect the new project design. Now we will briefly walk through the details of the Replan report. This report has all of the information from the project design. So it has the project design overview, which has information such as the agricultural system, practices, acreage, parcels, and county. The report also shows information on the benefits to priority populations and co-benefits, which are now automatically determined and calculated this year versus in previous years of the program when applicants needed to provide this information. The report also includes a map of the project location and details for it, and additionally lists out details and requirements that applicants will be held to if their application is selected for funding. There are detailed lists showing the items that are required for practices to be verified during the grant term and to allow for the reimbursement payments. Next, we're going to move to application part 3. This section focuses on determining the greenhouse gas reduction estimates in the project budget using the Comet Planner tool. Starting this section, it automatically asks applicants if they have finished their project design, as the Replan tool is important to help fill out the Comet Planner tool. Follow this link to access the Comet Planner tool. Below, there is step-by-step instructions of how to use this tool, which we'll walk through now. The Comet Planner tool is a 4-step process where applicants will provide their project name and county, select the agricultural system for their project, select the practice as well as additional detailed information, enter the acreage, and then download the results. First, we'll start by adding a project name and choosing the county. The agricultural system that we chose in our Replan report was cropland, and the first practice we chose was compost application. Referring back to the Replan report, we can find the details for the practice implementation. This is in the second page, the project design overview. We can see for the compost application, we specified a CN ratio greater than 11, purchased from a certified facility. So we're going to select that now. This then prompts applicants to choose an application rate. For our example, we're going to choose 6 tons per acre. The second practice that we chose in our replan report is cover crop. And we chose non-legume seasonal cover crop on an irrigated cropland. And we chose multiple species. The next step is to input the acreage of the fields where the practices will be on. This information can be pulled from the Replan report, again on the second page, here. For both practices, the acreage is 1.22. So we'll put that in here now. You'll notice that the Comment Planner tool automatically calculates the estimated total CO2 equivalent in metric tons and also estimates the Healthy Soils Program payment dollars for the project term. After this information is inputted, the applicants can download the results. Now we'll navigate back to application part 3. The application prompts applicants to upload their Comment Planner report. But first, we'll rename it using the naming convention for the work plan. The report can now be uploaded. So select a file, select the document, and it is now uploaded. The application also asks how many counties the project is located in. This is this first question up here. For this example, the project is only in one county, Sacramento County. However, if the project spans 2 counties, for example, Sacramento County and Yolo County, the applicant would create the Comment Planner report for the county where the majority of the project acreage is in. For example, let's say the applicant has a 100-acre project. The 80 acres are in Sacramento County. The Comment Planner report would be for Sacramento County. However, if the applicant has 2 separate fields in 2 separate counties, the applicant would create 2 Comment Planner reports and upload both in this part of the application. They would choose this option and have another box to be able to upload their report. The next information that applicants are prompted to input is the estimated greenhouse gas reduction, which can be found in the Comment Planner report. This is visible here. The estimated total budget can also be found in the report as well, here. The next part of the application also prompts applicants to input the number of soil samples to be collected for soil organic matter tests per year. These tests are required for each field of the project for each year of the grant term, which is 3 years. For this example, we've inputted 1 soil sample, which has a total cost of $50. The application automatically calculates the total cost of soil samples for 3 years here, and then adds it to the amount estimated by Comment Planner to create a total funding request here. Note that the total funding requested must not exceed the maximum allowable grant amount, which is $100,000. If this value is exceeded, applicants will need to adjust either their acreage of their practices in their project or the number of soil samples to reduce the budget accordingly. The last portion of this part of the application asks applicants about the cost share and if advance payment is needed for their project. We've uploaded everything and can now mark complete. Now we will go through the final part of the application, applicant information. The first time applicants see this page, they will see this prompt box, which will request them to add a new item. Once they click on that item, this information will be generated, which they can fill out. In this part of the application, applicants will fill out their name, what eligible entity they are, verifying that their project is in California, as well as the name of the agricultural operation. They will also indicate if the project is on leased land, and if so, they will upload a letter of landowner agreement here. Applicants will also put the total size of the agricultural operation, which can be different than the acreage that the practices will be implemented on. There is also a section for applicants to fill out if they've had technical assistance provider help. So if they do, they are prompted to enter in the name and organization of the technical assistance provider who helped them. There is additionally a section where applicants will fill out their state assembly and Senate members. They can do this by accessing this link here. When accessing this hyperlink, they then type in the address for the project location. This will bring up the representative information for the project area, which can then be inputted into this section of the application. The remaining questions pertain to the entity type, the FEIN, the payee residency status, as well as contact information for the project. Applicants are required to fill in their contact information, as well as the information for an alternate contact person. The remaining questions on the bottom are for data collection purposes. We can now mark this section as complete. The Submit button is now highlighted green, which indicates that the application can be submitted. Once the application is submitted, it can no longer be edited and will be dated and timestamped and reviewed in the order in which it was received. You can now see that the application has been submitted. When we navigate back to the home page, you can see now that the application is under review. If desired, applicants can now start other applications at this time by clicking the Add Another button. This concludes the demonstration of how to apply for a 2021 Healthy Soils Program Incentive Grant. Thank you for your interest in the Healthy Soils program.